We live in an unprecedented time in history. Every year it seems that new inventions and breakthroughs in tech are pushing the boundaries of what we think is possible. One of the many things we take for granted in our digital age is the ease at which we can stream basically anything we want to watch or hear. From YouTube providing you with quality content like this, to Spotify notifying you when your favorite artist has released another track, our modern age has more recorded music and sound than our ears or brains could ever possibly digest. Hello and welcome to For the Sake of Curiosity. My name is Tommy and today I will be sharing with you a brief history of audio recording. Make sure to go ahead and give that thumbs up button a gentle tap to please that almighty algorithm. Also, if you haven't already, go ahead and smash the subscribe button and turn on notifications so that way you know when the next video is uploaded. Now let's get started. The history of recording can be broken down into 4 distinct eras, so naturally we're going to start with the first one, the acoustic era. The first recording devices were an entirely mechanical process. This process involved capturing live performances by vibrating a metal diaphragm, usually a horn-shaped object, which a stylus is attached to. The stylus would cut grooves into a soft recording medium rotating beneath it. In the phonograph, for example, the medium was usually a wax cylinder. The phonograph was one of the first popular sound recording and playback devices. Invented by Thomas Edison in 1877, the phonograph allowed those who could get their hands on one the ability to listen to recorded music in the convenience of their homes. Because these devices were purely mechanical and thus no amplifiers sans the horn, these earlier recordings and players were very quiet. This is soon rectified in the next era. This second era, referred to as the electrical era, saw an increase in sound quality thanks to technological advances. In 1925, it was now possible to use microphones to capture sound with a wider range of frequencies. Sound recording was now a hybrid process. Now you could capture the sound and later on amplify, filter, and balance it out electronically before putting it onto a master wax disc. This era also gave us the blessing of multi-track recording. Multi-track recording is a process in which multiple separately recorded audio sources, such as voices, sound effects, and background music, can be replayed simultaneously, mixed together, and synchronized to create a new blended audio track. To say this alone changed the face of recorded audio and music would be an understatement. We now move on to our third era, the magnetic era. Although it was invented in the 1930s, it wasn't until 1945 after the fall of Nazi Germany that the world was let in on the magnetic tape. Magnetic tape offered yet again another boost in audio quality. Interestingly enough, the quality was first noticed by Allied observers during World War II when they noticed the audio quality of obviously pre-recorded messages were almost indistinguishable from live broadcasts. Magnetic tape was also able to provide advances in multi-track recording. The tape is divided into multiple tracks that run parallel with each other, thus keeping them in sync. Guitarist and technician Les Paul can be credited with pioneering multi-track recording. Les was one of the first to be able to listen to a track he had already taped and then record new parts in time alongside them, later blended together. During this time, we see a number of improvements to the medium, from stereo recordings to 3-track and 4-track recordings. It was during these advancements that engineers at London's Abbey Road Studios became pioneers of a technique called reduction mixes or bouncing down. This process allowed several tracks to be recorded onto one 4-track machine and then mixed together to one track of a second 4-track machine. Next up is the fourth and final era, which is our current era, the modern or digital era. I'm going to go ahead and skip over CDs as I feel that most of you watching this are probably very familiar with what a CD is and what they are capable of. Instead, I'm going to highlight what I think is the more impressive product of our modern era, the home studio. Today, you don't need more than a laptop, a DAW or digital audio workstation, an interface that connects most likely through USB, a MIDI keyboard or a beat pad, and of course, a microphone. Hell, there are even some people who have done full productions on phones and tablets now. In our modern era, some of the top hits either started off as bedroom-produced tracks or even continued with that wonderful DIY attitude. Our present time is a wonderful time to be a creator, especially in the realm of audio. Freelancing as a musician due to home studios or even as a freelance producer has now become a viable path for many thanks in part to the advances in computing and audio processing. And there you have it, folks, a brief history of audio recording. I hope you enjoyed this video and maybe learned something from it. Go ahead and smash that like button if you did, so you can help the channel grow. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.